Notes like Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Am I audible?
Good
Yes.
evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. So, what did we do yesterday? Yes, what did we do yesterday?
Started with listening part.
All right. How many questions did we do of listening? It was the first day of listening, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I think we did only part one.
Yes, sir.
Grade 1 to
Yeah.
4.
Okay. Did we finish test one? We
No,
didn't,
sir.
right?
No, sir.
Just a moment. Yeah, we finished up to here. Did we start the second and third one?
No, sir.
Did we start?
No, sir.
Okay. So we did up to here, right?
Sir, up to the four questions.
Okay. Just a moment. So, what are the points that we discussed? That you must be a keen listener. Uh, During the 10 seconds before the audio starts, underline the keyword in the question. Then, after the audio starts, eliminate the options which do not match the keyword, right? And then confirm it with the evidence provided by the author. Take notes, follow the speaker. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, I again request you to turn on your camera, all right, to have a better learning experience. Thank you. So, what happens when you turn on your camera? You become more attentive, right? So, if you're doing multitasking, that's not going to help you. Have you understood what I mean? Like you are attending this lecture and also doing other urgent work, then the learning, your curve will be lower. Got it? So if you want to take advantage of the learning curve, you must concentrate, keep your cameras open so that you benefit from learning. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Suvidhi, for turning on your camera.
Oh, good, sir.
Yeah. Of course, I'm not going to repeat it again because if there is something that you have failed to understand, I can't help it. All right. So, I would like to introduce Suvidhi Sharma. Actually, she is attending live from New Zealand. And it is now what time? 3 a.m., right? What time is it?
3:44 a.m.
3:44 a.m. So you can understand the dedication that goes into this attendance, right, everyone? Okay, thank you, Humera. And thank you all others who have turned on their cameras. Just a moment. Yeah, nice to see you, Chandra, Asha Ann, Sahil, Shubham, how are you? Ashrit, good to see you. Yes, Purva, Humera, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Harmanjot Kaur, Harsha, good evening. Soumya, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Purva. Yes, Zoom user, what's your name? Yeah, the one who I can see. Okay. Snehal Kukreja, how are you?
Hi, all good.
All right. Then we've got Himanshi, Zeba, good evening. Subhash, Naveen,
Good evening.
Asha, and good evening. And then we have got all the rest. Right? Okay. All right. So that is very motivating when I see you guys out there listening and participating, right? That's how the faculty gets energy. All right. So now listening is a skill where you can get 9 band. Yes, you can. And I want and I wish and I'll pray that all of you, how many are attending today? All of you get 9 band, right? And it is possible, believe me. In listening, it is possible. So there are 43 people out there, and yes, it is possible for all to get 9 band in listening. What do you have to do? You have to practice the right way. Okay? You have to be able to uh, gather information. Not why are we listening? Only for solving the questions? No. Listening also helps us to uh, pick up phrases which are used in different lands. For example, there is a typical way of speaking in Ireland, which is slightly different than Scotland. Then Australian English is a bit more, I would say, a bit more difficult to understand as compared to the British. That is the ones from Scotland and Ireland and the mainland. And then we have got New Zealand accent. New Zealand accent is very tricky, right? Because it has got the local, the Aborigines and the people who settled in New Zealand later on. It's a mix of that language, and it's amazing, right? So you get the taste of all the different accents so that it can help you to develop your own accent and also understanding the typical phrases, the way of speaking in the different lands. Let's do the rest of it. So we are back to test 5. So we are doing book 12, test 5, section 1, questions 5 to 10. Is that right?
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 5 to 10.
So, is there anything else to do over on that side of the lake?
Well, what you can do is take a bike over on the ship and then go on a cycling trip. There's a trail there called the Back Road. You could easily spend 3 or 4 hours exploring it, and the scenery's wonderful. They'll give you a map when you get your ticket for the cruise. There's no extra charge.
What's the trail like in terms of difficulty?
Quite challenging in places. It wouldn't be suitable for your 7-year-old. It needs someone who's got a bit more experience.
Well, my daughter loves cycling, and so do I, so maybe the two of us could go, and my wife and son could stay on the farm. That might work out quite well. But we don't have bikes here. Is there somewhere we could rent them?
Yes, there's a place here in the city. It's called Ratcheson's.
I'll just make a note of that. How do you spell it?
Ratchesons. It's just by the cruise ship terminal.
Okay.
You'd also need to pick up a repair kit for the bike from there to take along with you, and you'd need to take along a snack and some water. It'd be best to get those in the city.
Fine. That shouldn't be a problem. And I assume I can rent a helmet from the bike place.
Sure, you should definitely get that. It's a great ride, but you want to be well prepared because it's very remote. You won't see any shops round there or anywhere to stay, so you need to get back in time for the last boat.
Yeah. So what sort of prices are we looking at here?
Let's see. That'd be 1 adult and 1 child for the cruise with farm tour. That's $117, and an adult and a child for the cruise only, so that's $214 altogether. Oh, wait a minute. How old did you say your daughter was?
15.
Then I'm afraid it's $267 because she has to pay the adult fare, which is $75, instead of the child fare, which is $22. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So how do we find out?
All right.
That is the end of section 1.
So, cyclists explore the back road. A dash is provided. What is provided?
Map is provided.
Map is provided. All right. Only suitable for cyclists who have some
Experience.
experience. Got it, everyone? So
Yes, sir.
answer to question 6 is experience. Bikes can be hired from
Ratcheson's.
Ratcheson's. Wonderful. Now, can you tell me what is the spelling of Ratcheson's?
Ratchesons.
Yeah. Again.
Ratchesons.
Some of you said Ratchasons, while some said Ratchesons. Is that right?
Second one.
Yes, second.
Yes, sir.
Second one.
Yes. So, for those who said Ratchasons, this explanation is for you and for those also. See, this is British, right? So, in India, we say the word E is pronounced as E, right? It's a deep sound, E. And A is pronounced as A. Whereas in Britain, E is pronounced as I. That is between E and A. Did you get it? It is I, not E. Have you understood? And how is A is pronounced? I. Did you get it? So it is a common mistake. It's not your fault. And one more thing, if you use the pronunciation, you can fix and you can correct yourself. If I write Ratchasans, it should be Rachasans, not Rachasans. Did you get it? So, what is the correct word? Correct pronunciation? Ratchasans. That is E. Got it, everyone? So, this will help you in future spelling. So, what is the answer? Ratchasans. What about question 8?
Helmet. Helmet.
Helmet. Correct. There are no
Shops.
shops. There are no shops. So answer to question 8 is helmet, 9 is shops. What about question number 10?
267.
267.
267. Correct. What was the child's rate?
22.
$22.
22.
And what was the adult's rate?
75.
75. Very good. So even though it is not asked, we should always write down the details. Any questions, anyone? Have you understood? Please
Sir,
feel
I have a
free.
doubt.
Yes.
Is that the questions will be in the same order as a essay? And this means voice, what we.
Mostly. Mostly. But there will
No,
be questions where they may be, a bit, you can say, not in order, right? They may
thank you,
not
sir.
always in order because here it is in order. But what if they are talking about a map? Will it be in order?
No, sir.
No, because there is a two-dimensional map. So they may go from left to right, they may go from bottoms up, and so on. So what we need to do is have a holistic view of the whole thing and then be able to listen and be able to track what they are saying. Have you understood? The question will be in order, but the points will not be in order. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Obviously, the options may not be in order. Got it? We will do some questions where they won't be in order. That will answer your question, Karthik.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So it doesn't matter. We will crack it anyway. Did you get it? That's
Yes,
why
sir.
we need practice. We can improve our temporary memory, isn't it? It is all a question of recent memory. So by practice, we can improve it. You can double it, in fact. Question that is section 2. Now, section 1 was reasonably easy, right? They were fill in the blanks only. Now we are going to see multiple choice questions. In this section, again, you need to underline the keyword in the question, isn't it? Then compare it with the option. Those options which do not confirm the keyword, they should be eliminated. The remaining options should be checked with and verified with the evidence given by the author. So there is a double check system. Elimination plus evidence method. Got it? So when I ask you a question, please do not give us the answer. Give us the reason why that particular point is going to be eliminated. Right? This is called the reverse logic method. Means instead of understanding the answer, we need to understand why a particular option is not the answer. So once you can do that, then you have understood. So we should be able to learn how to eliminate options. instead of choose the correct option. Did you get it? That is more effective and it is long lasting, right? Nobody can, nobody can mislead you if you have practiced this way. All right, now please listen and take notes.
Section 2. You will hear a restaurant manager talking to a small group of new staff who are starting work as kitchen assistants in a restaurant. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16.
I'll be back in a minute.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Joy Parkins, and I'm the restaurant manager. And I understand that none of you have had any previous experience as kitchen assistants. Well, you might be feeling a bit nervous now, but most of our kitchen assistants say they enjoy the work. OK, they might get shouted at sometimes, but it's nothing personal. And they're pleased that they have so many different things to do, which means they never get bored. And I'll tell you straight away that if you... Well, we might think about moving you up and giving you some more responsibility. Right, well, you've all shown up on time, which is an excellent start. Now, I'm glad to see none of you have unsuitable footwear, so that's good. You need to be careful as the floors can get very wet and slippery. Those of you with long hair have got it well out of the way, but some of you'll need to remove your rings and bracelets. Just put them somewhere safe for today, and remember to leave them at home tomorrow, as they can be a safety hazard. Now, it's going to be a busy day for you all today. We don't have any tables free for this evening, and only a few for lunch. Fortunately, we've got our... He was away on holiday all last week, which meant the other chefs had extra work. Now,
Yeah, I will just shift just a moment.
And I think there are two of you here who are under 18. That's Emma and Jake, isn't it? Right. So for you two, the meat slicer is out of bounds. And of course, none of you are allowed to use the electric mixer. How it works. Now, you may have heard that this can be a stressful job. And I have to say that can be true. You'll be working an 8-hour day for the first week, though you'll have the chance to do overtime after that as well if you want to. But however long the hours are, you'll get a break in the middle. What you will find is that you're on your feet all day long, lifting and carrying. So, if you're not fit now, you soon will be. You'll find you don't have much chance to take it easy. When someone tells you to do something, you need to do it straight away. But at least we do have a very efficient air conditioning system compared with some kitchens.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to
Okay. All right, question number 11. According to the manager, what do most people like about the job of kitchen assistant?
A
Right?
variety of work.
Yeah, remember what I told you? We don't need the answer. We need why you have eliminated the one which is not the answer. Got it? Because it's very easy to find the answer, but it is difficult to understand and explain why. Because this, you will not get such easy questions. This is a very easy question. This is level 1. In your listening, you'll get level 2 or level 3. Got it, everyone? So let's not discuss the answer. Let's discuss why, if let's say A is the answer, why B and C should be rejected. All right. So tell me why, let's say, why is C the answer or why is it not the answer? And why some people will think that A is not the answer. Yes, go ahead. Anyone. Talk about an option which is not the answer and why. Let's talk about C. Is it the answer? Yeah, does anybody think that C is the answer? All right. So nobody thinks that C is the answer. So tell us why C should be eliminated. Because they did talk about extra responsibility. Yes. Himanshi.
So the question says, what do people like most about the job? Study
Yeah.
is not one of the most liked about this job
Yeah. Why?
because the variety of work is often more liked about the job in the kitchen assistant.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anybody else? Why C is not the answer?
So, because when the manager was telling us about the reason why people like this job, she said that people enjoy working here because there are several things to do.
Yes.
And she didn't mention about any other options at that time.
Okay. Now I will play it again. All right. Let's see what she talked about opportunities.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Joy Parkins, and I'm the restaurant manager. And I understand that none of you have had any previous experience as kitchen assistants. Well, you might be feeling a bit nervous now, but most of our kitchen assistants say they enjoy the work. OK, they might get shouted at sometimes, but it's nothing personal. And they're pleased that they have so many different things to do, which means they never get bored. And I'll tell you straight away that if you do well, we might think about moving you up and giving you some more responsibility.
Did you hear that? If you do well, we might think about moving you up. Is that physically? Moving you up like this? Or moving you up in the ladder of seniority? Have you understood? What I'm trying to say is all questions will not be so easy. They will not give you the hint directly like they did here. So you need to analyze why you are eliminating the options. So you can, those who are doing well, they will be given more opportunities. Sorry, they will be given more responsibilities and they might think about moving them up. So explain that. Why did you reject it? What's wrong with it? Why moving you up with more responsibilities cannot be the answer?
Because people might like or might not like it. You know? It's not certain that they would like more responsibility.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Suppose you're talking about an organization which gives uh, admissions abroad, right? So we hire people, big organizations which are overseas, they have thousands of employees. Did you know that? Now, suppose the first day the employees are actually buttered, means they have said that, well, it's going to be a cinch. It's going to be really easy. All you have to do is you need to make some phone calls. After a week, we will tell you, okay, you know what? Today we need two students for GRE, three for GMAT, and one for PTE, Pearson. After a month, we will say, okay, oh, that's great. You are 1 month old. So let's talk about good business. Why don't you get us 15 students for IELTS, 20 students for Pearson, uh, 8 for GRE, 10 for GMAT. After 6 months, we will double it. So are you going to get promotion? Suppose if you get us 30 students of IELTS and 40 students of PT and 25 students of GRE, will you be promoted? Yes. Is promotion so easy? No. Anywhere in the world, if you're working in US or Australia, if you don't give double the amount of production in 1 month, after 1 month, you will not be in the same job. You lose your job. Isn't that right, Karan?
Yes, sir.
Just to stay in a job today in private sector, every day you need to give better performance. And the same is there if you're in banking. If you have brought, let's say, 1 lakh rupees of mutual fund sales, next month your target will be 1.5 lakhs. If this year you have bought 5 lakhs worth of mutual fund sales as an officer, even the manager has to go out. 40 years back, 30 years back, the managers and the staff were just, hunky dory. They were just enjoying. They were working. They didn't have to go out. That's it. They need to balance the cash register and the accounts and go home. What about today? Today we have got core banking. Every officer of the bank has got a target. Did you know that? Every bank, not, nobody's spared. You have to sell mutual fund. You must go out and do marketing. Does that mean they will get promotions? No, that's part of the job. So you must know that giving more responsibility is not the only way that you can get promotions. There are many other things like loyalty, right? Consistency in work, zero tolerance for mistakes. Did you get it? In your 360-degree appraisal, there are more than 100 points, more than 20 pages in a corporate that you need to fill out, and that has to be assessed. Then only you get appraised. And only when you have got extremely good appraisal for 5 years, then only they think about promoting you. And in government organizations, you work for 25, 30 years, you don't get promotions. Is that right? Yeah, that's how it works. Right? So, a bit of common sense is required also. That just moving you up doesn't mean moving you up from the point of view of promotions. It is moving you up from the point of view of responsibility. That means you will, next time when we think of laying off employees, you will not be in the list of the layoff. Did you get it? Have you understood what is layoff?
Yes.
When the business goes down, the company thinks about sending some employees home. That is layoff. So, what do? When you work more, you have the better opportunity of staying in the organization, not promotion. That's why that can't be the point. Was it a friendly atmosphere? Is it friendly when somebody shouts at you? So you
No.
may get shouted at, means what? It's not friendly. So after you analyze this way, you come to the point A, that is not eliminated. Then you use that you have so many different things to do. That is the evidence to confirm that A is the answer. You must analyze this way. Then only you will get 40 out of 40. Question number 12. Yes, analyze. Come on, quickly analyze. You must remember, I told you to write down. What did she say about shoes?
You may slip.
No, that's not what it says. The floors can get slippery. That's what she said. Is that right?
Yeah, sir.
The floors can get slippery. I'm glad that none of you are wearing unsuitable footwear. None of you unsuitable, everyone suitable. Is that right? Double negation? Is that right, Himanshi? What did she say? You must remember. She said that the floors can get slippery, but that will make you slip as far as the option is concerned. Obviously, shoes are not her concern. She said those I'm glad that none of you are wearing unsuitable footwear. That means she is not worried about footwear. What did she talk about hairstyle? Yes, Humaira. I want exact dialogue, what she said. Did she say tie your hair?
There's
You know what will happen if you go to Britain and say tie, hey, tie your hair. If you say that to a girl, what will happen? Anything can happen. We can get shot if you say it in New York because all the women carry a Saturday night special. What is a Saturday night special? It's a small gun that kills you at point blank range, right? You have to say, those of you who have got long hair have got it well out of the way. That's what you need to say. That means juda bandlo, yeah, put it in a bun. Those of you who have got long hair have put it well out of the way. What about jewelry? Yes, Purva. Yeah, you are on mute, Purva. Unmute yourself.
Sir, the manager was concerned about the jewelry of the staff.
Yes, she was. What did she say? Did she
Yes.
talked about necklace?
Yeah,
No.
Finger ring.
Rings and
She
bracelets.
talked about
rings and
rings and
bracelets.
bracelets. She's talked about rings and bracelets. Okay, I'll play it for you. You must remember the exact dialogue, okay?
Right. Well, you've all shown up on time, which is an excellent start. Now, I'm glad to see none of you have unsuitable footwear, so that's good. You need to be careful as the floors can get very wet and slippery.
Did you get it? These are the exact dialogues. You must remember the dialogue. Next. So, is it a concern? Are shoes concerned? No.
Those of you with long hair have got it well out of the way, but some of
Did you get it? Those of you who have got long hair have got it well out of the way means she's not concerned about the hair.
you'll need to remove your rings and bracelets. Just put them somewhere safe for today. And remember to leave them at home tomorrow, as they can be a safety hazard.
They can be a safety hazard. Did you get it? That's the evidence. All right. So what is the answer for for question 12?
Paper.
LLB.
A.
Right. Option A. What about question 13? The manager says that the day is likely to be busy for kitchen staff because yes. Yes,
Option C.
Chandra, why is it C? Can we eliminate? See, again, we have to eliminate. Is it a public holiday? What did they talk about holiday? Was it a public holiday? Obviously, no, it's not a public holiday. Is the head chef absent or is he back?
He is back.
Is back.
Yes, the head chef is back. So we eliminate A and B and we get C. The restaurant is fully booked. Got it, everyone? Question number 14. Yes, is there any limitation for disposal unit, electric mixer, and meat slicer? The first thing. Can you just go there and work on the disposal unit? Can anyone go and just handle the disposal unit or electric mixer?
Electric mixer.
Electric mixer? Anyone can go to the electric mixer?
No, only above 18.
Only above 18? Yes. Only about 18 for electric mixer. Snail.
I could not hear this part of the audio. So sorry.
All right, I'll repeat it for you. Harshaja.
None of
What was the
So
name of those who were below 18?
Emma and Jack.
Yeah, correct. Emma and Jake.
So the speaker wants that the staff, like whatever their age might be, not to use the waste disposal system and electric mixers until they know how the equipment works.
Right, correct. Yes, that's right. So, the waste disposal unit and the electric mixer, they need to have proper training. Is that right?
Yes,
What
sir.
about the meat slicer? So why the waste disposal unit? What's so great about it? So just mention that when I was 15, I was working in Mr. Donut, that is the sister concern of Kentucky Fried Chicken. So in India, Mr. Donut is not popular, but in US, on one side you had KFC and the other side of the building it was Mr. Donut. Always they have this combination. So there, the chicken bones from this side and the dough, leftover dough from this side, none of it is disposed outside. You must be knowing that. The chicken bones are passed through a particular sink, and that was infrared sensitive. The moment the bones would go down, they will get ground. There's a grinder which grinds it. And from here, the waste dough or whatever, right? The leftover donuts. So it is infrared sensitive, means if you drop a spoon or something, it will get mangled. And somebody might by accident put their hand in it. That's why waste disposal unit. Electric mixer is not the home mixer, it is a huge mixer around 5 feet wide. There is a you know hopper in it. What is a hopper? Which goes like this to mix the dough. It's a hopper. It is used in one speed for dough. And for once you have cooked the donuts, now you need to glaze them with, sugar, right? So then you need to grind the sugar to 10x. 10x means 10 times. So you have to run the mixer at speed 5. One of the ladies who worked in Mr. Donut got caught in it and got seriously injured because it moves very fast and it's huge, so it's dangerous. That's why electric mixer. Meat slicer is the most dangerous because it's a particular, a knife with a jagged edge which goes up and down. You have to push the chicken to the end and you may lose this finger. It is there in Indian shops. So, what is the most dangerous? Meat slicer, right? Because it can maim uh, the ones who are below 18. The biggest problem in US is tort. What is tort? T-O-R-T. Civil wrong. In India, criminal cases are very popular, but in US, if you want to make money, you need to file a tort case. And if you win, you get millions of dollars. So everybody is out for easy money. If you make a mistake in US, somebody or other is going to file a case against you. Yes, it's a very litigious society. What does that mean? What does that mean, litigious? For everything, there is litigation, right? And it costs millions of dollars. We Indians can't afford it, right? So that's why we have to be very careful with those who are below 18 because it's a serious offense if they get injured. That is why meat slicer is the one where the ones who are below 18 are not supposed to go operate. However, the waste disposal unit and electric mixer are out of bound for everyone. Did you get it? Unless you are properly trained. So, Sahil, you're right. Next question. Which are the two things that make the job of kitchen assistant stressful? Let's find out. A. They have to follow orders immediately. Is that right? What did she say? When you're told to do something, you have to do it straight away. In US, do not use the word immediately. Why? If you say do it immediately, like we say in India, they will only do one thing immediately. You must be guessing. Yeah, what do they do in New York immediately? You can just guess. So, what do you have to say? You have to say straight away. So, A is correct, right? It is stressful. What about B? The kitchen gets hot. No, you have got efficient air conditioner. So B can't be the answer. C, they may not be able to take a break. Every 2 hours you get a break in US. They have to do overtime. In India, it's a big issue, overtime. Oh my God. The manager gets, you know, he gets into trouble when they do overtime. But in US, they are master businessmen. If they allow you to do overtime, the amount of money they give you, they will earn 5 times the amount. So they don't bother overtime. And overtime is calculated automatically through the biometric system. So if you get $12 an hour, if you do 3 hours overtime, it is $18 an hour, usually 1.5 times to 2 times. So overtime is not an issue. So what is an issue? E. The work is physically demanding. So there are a lot of students who went to Canada. Some of them are in touch. They said that we wanted to do some job. I said, okay, go for security work. But in security work, you have to stand outside in below zero temperature. It's tough, right? So although I did it for 20 years, right, in New York, which is pretty cold, right, it is very difficult for an Indian to do it in the initial stage. Then why don't you go and work in a restaurant? Is that easy? Oh my God, one Indian died. She was locked in the cold storage room. Do you remember that? Of just last year. So be careful. Don't go inside the cold storage without informing someone that you are inside. So when you go into the cold storage, can you use a plier to take off the fish which is frozen? No. You have to use your fingers just like this. Pull it out. What happens to your fingers? They get all bruised, right? So working is physically demanding. Not the way you think that it is you have to stand around. Obviously, you have to stand. You can't sit. But it is physically demanding. And there you have to work very hard. That's why what is stressful? A and E. Got it, everyone? Now let's do the next one.
Now, it's going to be a busy day for you all today. We don't have any tables free for this evening and only a few for lunch. Fortunately, we've got our head chef back. He was away on holiday all last week, which meant the other chefs had extra work. Now, I'll tell you a bit more about the job in a minute, but first, some general regulations. For all of you, whatever your age, there's some equipment you mustn't use until you've been properly trained, like the waste disposal system, for example, for health and safety reasons. Then I think there are two of you here who are under 18. That's Emma and Jake, isn't it? Right, so for you two, the meat slicer is out of bounds. And of course, none of you are allowed to use the electric mixer until you've been shown how it works. Now,
So that's why meat slicer is the answer. For the next one.
You may have heard that this can be a stressful job. And I have to say that can be true. You'll be working an 8-hour day for the first week, though you'll have the chance to do overtime after that as well if you want to. But however long the hours are, you'll get a break in the middle. What you will find is that you're on your feet all day long, lifting and carrying. So, if you're not fit now, you soon will be. You'll find you don't have much chance to take it easy. When someone tells you to do something, you need to do it straight away. But at least we do have a very efficient air conditioning system compared with some kitchens.
Before you hear the rest of the
So the answer is A and E. Now, next.
talk, you have some. Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Now, let me tell you about some of the people you need to know. So, as I said, I'm Joy Parkins, and I decide who does what during the day and how long they work for. I'll be trying to get you to work with as many different people in the kitchen as possible, so that you learn while you're on the job. One person whose name you must remember is David Field. If you injure yourself at all, even if it's really minor, you must report to him, and he'll make sure the incident is recorded and you get the appropriate treatment. He's trained to give basic treatment to staff himself, or he'll send you off somewhere else if necessary. Then there's Dexter Wills. He's the person you need to see if you smash a plate or something like that. Don't just leave it and hope no one will notice. It's really important to get things noted and replaced, or there could be problems later. And finally, there's Mike Smith. He's the member of staff who takes care of all the stores of perishables. So, if you notice we're getting low in flour or sugar or something, make sure you let him know so he can put in an order. Okay, now the next thing we need to cover.
All right. So what about Joy Parkins? Anyone?
Timetables.
Timetables.
Did anybody think of training courses? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, it's a bit confusing, but it's a small restaurant, right? So in small restaurants, they wouldn't have what is called HR or personnel department. What is personnel department? PERSONNEL. It was the precursor of HR. So 20 years back, there was no concept of HR. It was called personnel department or time office. So in smaller organizations, it is time office. Even in factories, it is time office. There's no concept of HR or personnel department even now in the biggest manufacturing units. So why is it time office? Because the person who is in charge of time office, the one who maintains timetables, knows when the employees go out and when they need to come back. They know their shifts, which employees in which shift, and also their responsibility for that day, because there is a standing order. What is a standing order? Standing order is actually pasted outside the factory or restaurant, and those are the rules which have to be followed. So the person who makes this happen is the one who maintains the timetables. So that's why Joy Parkins is in charge of timetables. Only in 7 to 8 star hotels they have got training courses. Did you get it? So it's the corporate hotels, they have training courses like the Holiday Inn, right? Like Taj. They've got a whole training department in Taj. So, but in small restaurants, it is the one who is maintaining timetables. So answer here is F, timetables. What about David?
First aid.
First aid.
First aid. So first aid. Why? What what was the keyword?
Injury.
Injury.
Injuries.
Very good. Dexter, what is the keyword? Smash a plate.
Smash
Break
plates.
Smash.
Smash a
Smash
plate.
means to break. Do you see it? It's a synonym. Smash means break. That's why answer is D.
Breakage.
What
Break.
about Mike
Break it.
Smith?
Food stocks.
Food stocks.
Food
What
stuff.
is the keyword? What was the keyword for Mike Smith?
Sugar and other consumables.
Perishable, not consumable.
Perishable.
Perishable. Perishable means food stock. Food is perishable, right? So for Mike Smith, it is B. Any questions? These are easy questions. Now the real questions start. So when you have got two speakers, let's say Trudy and Stuart, how many combinations of uh, attitudes are there? Let's see. Trudy agrees, Stuart does not. Did you get it? First combination. Trudy does not agree, Stuart agrees. Second combination. Both Trudy and Stuart agree. Third combination. Both disagree. Fourth combination. Which combination are you looking for? In this case, both agree. Right? In many cases, you will find one of them agree could be the combination you're looking for, depending on the question. So you have to remember this also. Now, what is the keyword? What will the main topic of Trudy and Stuart's paper be? Yes?
Public library.
Yes.
Then something else. Section 3.
OK, Stuart, we need to start planning our paper on public libraries. Have you thought of an angle yet?
Well, there's so much we could look into. How libraries have changed over the centuries, for instance, or how different countries organise them. What do you think, Trudy?
Maybe we should concentrate on this country and try and relate the changes in libraries to external developments, like the fact that far more people can read than a century ago, and that the local population may speak lots of different languages.
We could include something about changes in the source of funding too.
Yes, but remember we're only supposed to write a short paper, so it's probably best if we don't go into funding in any detail.
Right. Well...
Okay. So suppose if I say something and if you say maybe, are you agreeing with me? You are not. If you say something to me and if I say but, am I agreeing with you?
No.
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 So that is a hint about what the options could be. So when Stuart talks about public libraries in different countries, what does Trudy say? She says maybe. And then she says that she talks about the changes in society and as how the preferences of public is for a local, that means B could be the option. And then again, Stuart talks about funding. What does Trudy say? But let's not go into funding. And then what does Stuart say? Nothing. That means what? That Stuart gave in, and the answer is B. Got it, everyone? Any questions? Now, if you have any questions, please stop me because this is a bit tricky. Now, let's look at 22.
Shall we just brainstorm a few ideas to get started?
OK. We obviously need to look at the impact of new technology, particularly the internet. Now that lots of books have been digitalised, people can access them from their own computers at home.
And if everyone did that, libraries would be obsolete.
Yes.
But the digitalised books that are available online for free are mostly out of copyright, aren't they? And copyright in this country lasts for 70 years after the author dies. So you won't find the latest bestseller or up-to-date information.
That's an important point. Anyway, I find it hard to concentrate when I'm reading a long text on a screen. I'd much rather read a physical book. And it takes longer to read on a screen.
Oh, I prefer it. I suppose it's just a personal preference.
I expect the libraries will go on evolving in the next few years. Some have already become centres where community activities take place, like local clubs meeting there. I think that'll become even more common.
I'd like to think so. And that they'll still be serving their traditional function, but I'm not so sure. There are financial implications after all. What I'm afraid will happen is that books and magazines will all disappear and there'll just be rows and rows of computers. They won't look anything like the libraries we're used to.
Well, we'll see.
All right. Now, yes, what is the answer for 22?
See,
See,
they
they're
are
generally
generally
old.
Yes, anyone who's not selected C? Why it can't be A or B? What did
Because
they talk
Stuart
about
didn't
in
it
AP?
was
Yes, go ahead.
it was their personal view that it might take time to read or difficult to read. It was not one of the disadvantage for the free books which are available online.
Exactly. So whatever they said that they may take a long time to read, and then Stuart said, I prefer it. They can be difficult to read. So that was Trudy and Stuart's personal preference. It has nothing to do with agreeing uh, about the disadvantages of free digitalized books. There were only advantage, disadvantage of digital books, not free digitalized books. Did you get it? So what is the concept which is being tested? That digitalized books being free. Now question to you. Suppose if Mr. X writes a book when he's 20 and he dies when he's 30. How old will be the book when it will be free from copyright? Yeah, I want the years.
80.
70
Yes,
years.
70 years.
80.
80. Who said 80?
So me.
Okay. All right, let's calculate. So, Mr. X writes a book when he's 20 and dies when he's 30. So, 20 to 30, these 10 years, who will get the royalty? Mr. X will. Now, Mr. X dies when he is 30. Who will get the royalty next 70 years? the next of kin of Mr. X, means Mr. X's family. So 10 plus 70, 80 years. So the book will be free of copyright after 80 years. So it will be generally old. Did you get it, everyone? Have you understood? What about question 23? Stewart expects that in future libraries will be. What did they say? This is an easy question.
Become center for local communities.
All right. You're close. Yes, Somya.
These are no longer contain any books.
Right. So they said that Stuart said that there will be rows and rows of computers. You know, when I was in Penn State University, there is Pennsylvania, right? Do you know Pennsylvania? So I was studying in Penn State University, Pennsylvania State University. The library was a 10-story building, and probably there were millions of books. That was 35 years back. And if you want to get lost somewhere, go to the library and nobody can find you because there are racks and racks and racks of books. You just hide behind a rack. So we used to play Luka Chippy, right? Indian students. It was amazing. There were books, so many books, and I was interested in martial arts. So I could find so many books, and it was shocking. I used to get beaten up in my karate class, and I used to cry. And the master said, "You stupid Indian! Do you know that karate started from India? It started from Kerala. It was called Kallari Pait." Then he took me to the library and he showed me a book on Kallari Pait. Do you know how many years back it was started? 5,000 years back. So the whole world of karate actually started from India 5,000 years back, and that also from Kerala. So whatever we say now, we go after the Chinese, the Koreans. The Chinese learned from a person, a great saint who went from Kerala to China to Shaolin Temple to start it. It's all given in that book. So nowadays, it is replaced by digital library. Those books are behind curtain. You don't get access to it. Only those who are very enthusiastic about studying, they read hardbound books. Otherwise, it's easy to just copy from digital books. Did you get it? So, yes, the answer is C. Are you ready?
Before you hear the rest of the answer, now listen and answer questions 24 to 30.
I've just had an idea. Why don't we make an in-depth study of our local public library as background to our paper?
Yes, that'd be interesting and raise all sorts of issues. Let's make a list of possible things we could ask about, then work out some sort of structure. For instance, we could interview some of the staff and find out whether the library has its own budget or if that's controlled by the local council.
And what their policies are. I know they don't allow food, but I'd love to find out what types of noise they ban. There always seems to be a lot of talking, but never music. I don't know if...
Okay. So what's the answer to question 24? What does the library mean?
Budget.
Budget.
Budget. It must have
Budget.
its own budget. is policy regarding noise of various kinds, how it's affected by laws regarding all aspects of. See, you know what's happening? They give you information either before the keyword or after the keyword. So here they talked about laws. And then what did he say? Employment laws. Did you get it? You have to remember the phrases before the blank and after the blank. It could be either. So what did they say? What did the speaker said? Employment laws. But then you should remember that you just read the phrase affected by laws regarding all aspects, on your brain should say, oh, okay, employment laws, answer is employment. Did you get it? So whatever comes before and whatever comes after, both are important to actually determine the fill in the blank. Question 26. What's problem with the library? Is there any issue?
Food is not allowed.
No. Let's hear.
That's a policy or it just happens.
I've often wondered. Then there are things like how the library is affected by employment laws. I suppose there are rules about working hours, facilities for staff and so on.
Right. Then there are other issues relating to the design of the building and how customers use it, like what measures does the library take to ensure their safety? They'd need floor coverings that aren't slippery, and emergency exits, for instance. Oh, and another thing, there's the question of the kind of insurance the library needs to have, in case...
You know, in US, all the rooms are properly waxed. Did you know they wax the floor? So it's pretty slippery, right? And if it is wall-to-wall carpet, then whenever you touch the door, you'll get a shock. Why? Static electricity. So both are problem. If the floor is wall-to-wall carpet, you will get a static shock. And if there's no carpet, it will be slippery. And if we are not having good shoes, we can fall. So there are safety issues. How do you protect yourself from safety issues? So answer to question 26 is safety. What about 27?
Insurance.
Insurance.
anyone gets injured.
Yes, that's something else to find out. You know something I've often wondered?
What's that?
Well, you know they've got an archive of local newspapers going back years. Well, next to it, they've got the diary of a well-known politician from the late 19th century. I wonder why it's there. Do you know what his connection was with this area?
No idea. Let's add it to our list of things to find out. Oh, I've just thought. You know, people might ask in the library about local organisations like sports clubs. Well, I wonder if they keep a database or whether they just look online.
Okay. So, question 28.
Diary.
Diary of a... They didn't
Politician.
use the word
Politician.
famous. What did they use?
Well known.
Well known. Yeah. Diary. Answer to question 28 is diary. What about 29? They
Database.
must have a database. Very good.
Right. I quite fancy finding out what the differences are between a library that's open to the public and one that's part of a museum, for example. They must be very different.
Then something else I'd like to know is...
So what is the answer for question?
That is the end of section 3.
It is
Museum.
museum. So how this library is different from that of a museum? All right. We finally come to section 4.
That is
going to talk about 4 of them.
So please read.
Section 4. You will hear part of a lecture for business students about business values. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
In public discussion of business, we take certain values for granted. Today, I'm going to talk about 4 of them: collaboration, hard work, creativity, and excellence. Most people would say they're all good things. I'm going to suggest that's an oversimple view.
Yes. Now my question to you of what you just heard, is she speaking for the 4 business values that they are really important and required, or she is speaking against the 4 values?
So against the 4 values.
Yes, who said it?
Saja.
Yeah, correct. You know, in English, you don't have to curse. If you tell someone or someone tells you that whatever you're saying is an oversimple view, that's a horrible, horrible way of putting us down. Did you get it? You don't, all you have to say is that whatever you're saying is an oversimple view. Means it's like a KG1 student speaking. You don't have any, you're not mature. Oversimple view. Did you get it? And what else does this say? How did she start it? Yes.
We take values for granted, certain values for granted.
Didn't your dad ever say that don't take me for granted? As
Every
long as
time.
I'm good with you and I'm alive, you need to get settled in life. Don't take us for granted. My father used to always say, don't take me for granted. I won't be there. And then he just went away, left me alone in this world. So don't take me for granted. Yeah. Don't take your life for granted. It's all temporary, isn't it? We always take things for granted. We want this, we want that. But then we need to be reasonable with ourselves. So, what she is talking about is what are the nuances of these 4 values, and are they actually benefits or are they constraints? So, let's hear.
The trouble with these values is that they're theoretical concepts, removed from the reality of day-to-day business. Pursue values by all means, but be prepared for what may happen as a result. They can actually cause damage, which is not at all the intention. Business leaders generally try to do the right thing, but all too often the right thing backfires if those leaders adopt values without understanding and managing the side effects that arise. The values can easily get in the way of what's actually intended. Okay, so the first value I'm going to discuss is collaboration. Let me give you an example. On a management training course I once attended, We were put into groups and had to construct a bridge across a stream using building blocks that we were given. The rule was that everyone in the team had to move at least one building block during the construction. This was intended to encourage teamwork. But it was really a job best done by one person. The other teams tried to collaborate on building the structure and descended into confusion, with everyone getting in each other's way. Our team leader solved the challenge brilliantly. She simply asked everyone in the team to move a piece a few centimetres to comply with the rule, and then let the person in the team with an aptitude for puzzles like this build it alone. We finished before any other team. My point is that the task wasn't really suited to team working, so why make it one? Teamwork can also lead to inconsistency, a common cause of poor sales. In the case of a smartphone that a certain company launched, one director wanted to target the business market, and another demanded it was aimed at consumers. The company wanted both directors to be involved, so gave the product a consumer-friendly name, but marketed it to companies. The result was that it met the needs of neither group. It would have been better to let one director or the other have his way, not both. Now, industriousness, or hard work. It's easy to mock people who say they work hard. After all, a hamster running around in a wheel is working hard and getting nowhere. Of course, hard work is valuable, but only when properly targeted. Otherwise, it wastes the resources that companies value most, time and energy, and that's bad for the organisation. There's a management model that groups people according to 4 criteria: clever, hard-working, stupid, and lazy. Here, lazy means having a rational determination not to carry out unnecessary tasks. It doesn't mean trying to avoid work altogether. Most people display 2 of these characteristics, and the most valuable people are those who are both clever and lazy. They possess intellectual clarity and they don't rush into making decisions. They come up with solutions to save the time and energy spent by the stupid and hard-working group. Instead of throwing more man-hours at a problem, the clever and lazy group looks for a more effective solution. Next, we come to creativity. This often works well. Creating an attention-grabbing TV commercial, for example, might lead to increased sales. But it isn't always a good thing. Some advertising campaigns are remembered for their creativity without having any effect on sales. This happened a few years ago with the launch of a chocolate bar. Subsequent research showed that plenty of consumers remembered the adverts, but had no idea what was being advertised. The trouble is that the creator derives pleasure from coming up with the idea and wrongly assumes the audience for the campaign will share that feeling. A company that brings out thousands of new products may seem more creative than a company that only has a few, but it may be too creative and make smaller profits. Creativity needs to be targeted to solve a problem that the company has identified. Just coming up with more and more novel products isn't necessarily a good thing. And finally, excellence. We all know companies that claim they strive for excellence, but it takes a long time to achieve excellence. In business, being first with a product is more profitable than having the best product. A major study of company performance compared pioneers, that is, companies bringing out the first version of a particular product, with followers, the companies that copied and improved on that product. The study found that the pioneers commanded an average market share of 29%, while the followers achieved less than half that, only 13%, even though their product might have been better. Insisting on excellence in everything we do is time-consuming, wastes energy, and leads to losing out on opportunities. Sometimes second-rate work is more worthwhile than excellence. Make sure it's excellent sounds like a good approach to business, but the just get started approach is likely to be more successful.
That is the end of...
Wasn't that amazing? Don't you think? A wonderful topic. We all strive for excellence. You know, there are thousands and thousands of institutes and online programs how to become excellent in what you do, but that's not what we need. Many students of 11th and 12th and 10th, they commit suicide because their parents are always talking about excellent, even though when they were young, they were not excellent. Do you agree? Yes, we are losing young lives because there is too much pressure put on them by parents or by society to perform. Whereas excellence is of no use. Do you agree? That's what she was saying. It is important to get the work done, and you need to be reasonably good. You don't have to be excellent. All the people who are successful in their lives, they weren't excellent, right? The best leaders of the world, were they excellent or they were good? They were all good, right? That's what she is trying to say. And then she talked about a wonderful concept of lazy. We say that he is lazy, but actually a person who is lazy and clever will not waste time in small things, which hardworking and stupid people will do. So another great concept. So many concepts she talked about. What is the answer to question 31? Quickly. Nobody?
Damage.
Damage. Correct. Damage. Senior managers need to understand and deal with the potential
Side effect.
side effects. During a training course, the speaker was in a team that had to build a bridge.
Bridge.
And they descended into confusion. Why did they descend into confusion? When you have training for managers, you know, everybody wants to become first. Even though the managers are supposed to be leaders in teamwork. So our team leader was intelligent because he knew that Pakya could do it. They said, hey, everybody, touch the blocks and get away. Pakya, come and do it. Because they knew that Pakya could do it and he did it. And they won. And the other team members, everybody wanted to win. So they lost. Right? Sales of a smartphone. There were two directors. Probably they were son-in-laws of the same owner. So they wanted to give the same importance to both the son-in-laws. And that's a mistake. Why? What is the mistake when you've got two directors and you don't know who is the boss? It is called unity of command mistake. Right? Unity of command. There's no unity of command. There are two directors. So what happened? They wanted to sell in the open market and in the corporate. They made an advertisement for the open market and showed it to the corporate. So it didn't work. What should have been done? One director should be given one project and the other will work under him. Next time, give the project to the second director and this first director will work under him. So collaboration doesn't work. Hard work may be a bad use of various company
Resources.
resources. What are resources? Time, money, material, manpower, machine. isn't it? These are resources. And if you have people who are always trying to convince the boss, then he is wasting time, money, machine, manpower. And that manager who is quiet and sitting at the back is actually working behind the curtain. So we think he's lazy because he doesn't speak. He doesn't butter the senior manager. So one who doesn't butter you means he's not working. That's how world is. So what happens is people think that he is lazy, but when we talked about the maximum production for a particular department, he is the guy who got the maximum production and maximum profit. Why? Because he didn't bother to waste his time on small things. What did he do? He wanted to work only where there is a constraint or there is a problem. And he saved his energy. So that's why people called him lazy. Actually, what was he? He was clever. So there are people who are quiet in your organization. So are they lazy? No, they are clever. That's why they keep their mouth shut. Did you know that there is a saying in corporate? What is the saying? Keep your mouth shut. Right? Keep your mouth shut and remove all doubts that you are an AWS. So if you open your mouth, people will come to know who you are. So keep your mouth shut. Right? So it's always good idea to be lazy rather than to go and show yourself to be hardworking. So people who are lazy and creative or who are clever, they save the company from getting destroyed by those people who are hardworking and stupid. Very nice concept. So the word lazy in this context refers to people who avoid doing tasks that are
Unnecessary.
unnecessary. An advertisement campaign for a chocolate bar
Chocolate bar.
was memorable, but it failed to get book sales. Creativity should be used as a response to a particular
Target.
problem. Yes. Do you know one a very good ad? Oh, I love Akshay Kumar, especially when he is like a normal, a typical citizen and he's on the bicycle, wearing a white shirt. Akshay Kumar, he looks so cute and handsome. And he talks to a guy who can't afford to buy a sanitary napkin for his wife, but he's got cigars which are expensive. Do you see that? Yes. So isn't that advertisement good because it talks about a problem that husbands don't spend their money for wives to keep them, healthy? Very good ad. So innovation and creativity is required when there is a problem. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Question number 40. According to one study, on average, pioneers had a market share that was far higher than that of followers. Do you remember Nirma washing powder? You know, the girl who roams around like this? Yeah, I don't know why. Whenever I go to the recent shops, the modern ones, I always ask them, where is Nirma? They said, oh, it doesn't sell anymore. Then I told him it can't be. Then I search and I find Nirma is kept at the back. Even now, Nirma works better than Surf. Did you know that? And probably I think so. Probably I'm hoodwinked. Why? Because I'm seeing Nirma ever since I was a child. So it doesn't matter what comes good afterwards, but it's the one who is a pioneer always attracts your attention, right? So the answer is, what is the answer for 40? Market share, right?
Market share.
Any questions? So thank you everyone for your wonderful participation. and listening. Isn't it interesting? Yeah, you get to learn so much. And please listen, because I have given you more than 100 audios. Whenever you get time, listen to the audio, all right? So you will get used to the accent and you might get a 9 band, right? So good night, everyone. And I hope you will make this your endeavor and write it down that I'm going to get 9 band in listening. All right? Say it. I will get a 9 band on listening. Say it loud.
I will get 9
I'll
band.
get a 9 band in listening.
I will get to
I will
9
get
band.
9 band.
I'll get a 9
9
band in listening and I'll show you.
I will
Yes, say
get
it
9
to
band
me.
in evening.
I'll get a 9 band in listening. Say it. You get it.
I'll get to 9 band in listening.
9 band
Yes.
in listening.
Yes. Okay. Tathastu. You'll get it. Good night, everyone.
Good night, sir.
Good night,
And
sir.
Good
have
night,
a
sir.
wonderful
Thank
day.
you, sir.
I will see you
Night.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Good night.